Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Light Within podcast, where we sit down, reflect, and reconnect with the values that guide our daily lives.
We're your hosts, Fatma,
And Rayan.
and today's episode is a special one. It's about resilience, hope, and not letting go of your dreams even when life takes unexpected turns.
It's also an episode about reflection. As we all know, this year has not been easy for us, but in some way, it has strengthened us, it has shaped us to be the people we are now.
There were moments this year that none of us expected, many changes that happened so quickly.
Our classrooms became screens, our conversations became messages, our friends who used to sit right next to us were so far away.
But even in those difficult moments, something powerful was happening inside of us.
We were learning how to adapt, how to be patient, how to stay strong in uncertain times.
We were building resilience day by day.
And slowly things began to change.
We started getting in our routine and discovering new ways to learn and connect.
And then came one of the most meaningful moments of all.
We came back to school.
And here's a funny story. Actually, this podcast was being filmed while we were in online, so we had to rent out a studio. But now, since we're back in school, you guys get the normal background with the library and all the nice plants. And
Yeah, and the
and so
reason
on.
that podcast didn't air was because we were starting to sound like a bit hopeless since we started talking about the things that we couldn't do and like the things that we missed out on and how we only had like one semester of school. Yeah.
And funnily enough, all the things that we were talking about in that podcast, in the first filming of this podcast, was sad. It was like, we lost our second semester, but alhamdulillah, like as you can see, now we're back.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have a chance to like make up everything that we missed out on.
Okay, so now we're
So-
going to be inviting two guests on to this podcast. They will be sharing their experience with this year, with online, coming back to school, of course. So please let us welcome Mohammed Haddad and Noor and Marta.
Today we have two students that represent hope and resilience. We have our student council president, Mohammed Haddad, and the head of admins of KASMUN, Noor Marta.
Thank you so much for being here. We have questions to ask you guys, but first we're gonna start with you, Haddad. My first question is, what kept you grounded and motivated during these times?
The main thing is that we still had hope of coming back. Alhamdulillah, we're back. So that really motivated us. The possibility of us coming back, and the staying at home also helped us stay closer with our friends, family. So that also is a good motivation. So it made us forget all the problems that were going on outside. So that's a good thing that helped us.
But like we're talking من ناحية studying. Like how were you like motivated to keep studying? Because some people really felt unmotivated, and like they lost their ambition for doing that.
Since for me, since there is a few months left until college, so I have to like work harder. So that's a good that's what helped me.
It's the last
Last few
last
weeks.
the last push. All you have to do is study good in these times, and خلاص you're gonna be done from here. You're in علمي, right?
Yeah.
So taking those subjects like physics and calculus, and coming back to school, have you already in these past few days like felt that there was a huge difference with face-to-face and online learning?
Yeah. There's a big difference, especially in calculus, because calculus is a more of an interactive subject where you need to focus and answer the teacher when question is asked, and the whiteboard is something that really helps in calculus as well. So we got time to review what we did in online. So we're back.
We're back on the
we're
groove.
back in the line, and
Thanks for sharing that. Honestly, it was good to hear. And I have a question now for Noor. Noor, يعني resilience doesn't always show on the outside. Sometimes it's like on the inside. It's like personal. So can you share like a moment where you struggled during online and like, or like not even during online, during this whole time that we weren't here, and like how you got over it?
To be honest, I think it was just the entirety of online where it was really hard to focus. It was really hard to understand things like as fast as I would in school.
Mm-hmm.
it was like it took more time and more effort for me to get through a lesson, for whether it was chemistry, math, especially chemistry and math. It was much harder.
Right.
But like I think the way I got through it was just through my classmates in a way. Like they would be extra teachers. And they would just help me understand. We'd all help each other on the group chat. And
do you feel like it brought you guys closer in a way?
طبعا, yeah.
Like
For
online?
sure. Yeah. 100%.
And I feel like we're very lucky because first of all we get the chance to come back to school, which alhamdulillah for. And a big thing is that our exams are back, which I know not a lot of people are happy about, but we have a very generous school and government where they understand our circumstance, they understand the struggles. So they actually passed a rule that every school doing exams has to make the content in the exam more simple, make the exam itself, which everyone is extremely grateful for. Honestly, when I first heard the exams were back, it was like a big weight on my chest. But when I heard these rules that they made, it was like a boulder being lifted off from my chest. It was a very good thing.
Yeah. Like the material and the content is like way less, and it's easier to understand, and like the questions are probably going to be easier on the test.
Yeah. For Noor, I also have one question for you. Since you are the head of admins of the MUN, the theme for the Model UN conference this year was resilience in the face of adversity. So, and we really talked a lot about that in the MUN. For that being the theme and you learning about that during the time of MUN, how have you brought that theme and that way of living and viewing life into these times?
Well, because of MUN, like you said, it taught me a lot of things. It taught my fellow council members a lot of things. It taught many students a lot of things. And it sort of just taught me to not, how do I say it? And to not give up so easily, even if it's so hard, even if it's more difficult than what I'm used to. That doesn't mean that I can't do it. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't try to, at least. So I think that just taught me to keep going and not just say, I can't do it, or I'm too lazy to do it.
For the both of you guys, I have a question. How has this experience of getting cut off from school completely, everything, how has this whole experience changed your plans, or the way you see your future, or your dreams?
For me, it's really helped me to. It's a big obstacle, so it eases out any other obstacles coming forward. So it's in a way I'm ready for anything that's coming upon me now. So that's a positive part, and so just it helps me to not give up, like Noor said earlier.
For me, مثل ما Mohammed just said, it sort of got people used to sudden change, and changing your the atmosphere changing from school to home. But I don't think it changed my dreams or my plans for anything. Relax, it made me want to get through to my goals more.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. But there are a lot of great people in this world, and there are a lot of people who have done great things, and there are a lot of accomplished scientists, engineers, doctors, researchers, leaders, people who have changed this world in ways that we can't even put into words. And all of these people have faced great hardships and great sudden changes, difficulties, but all these great people who impacted the world still made that same impact, no matter the challenges that they faced, no matter the sudden changes they had. So just know that things like this is not the end of anything. Any hardship that comes your way isn't a factor that's going to slow you down. You have to use it to push you. You have to use it to propel yourself forward. Be one of those greats. Be someone who can change the world.
Exactly. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's bad.
Exactly. And for the last question for you two, what is one message that you guys would like to send to our viewers?
So a message I would like to send is that, like I said before, and just because something comes your way and gets in your path, that doesn't mean that you can't overcome it and you can't see your goal through, and that doesn't mean that, and just because it's like more difficult or harder or it takes longer to get through, that doesn't mean you can't do it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't, and that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to. And if you fail, you keep going and you try again until you get it.
Things like this make us stronger.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think the message would be to be grateful for everything that's been granted to you, because it might be taken away from you, and then since if you're grateful, it can come back, just like how we came back to school. We got our last year taken away from us for a short time, but we got it back because we were faithful, we were grateful for what happened, what we did in the start of the year, so we got it back, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, like hearing all of that, genuinely, like the only thought I'm having is like, all roads lead back to gratitude in any
Alhamdulillah.
shape or form.
Alhamdulillah. And we always have to thank God for everything and put our faith in God, because without this belief and without this devotion, none of this would be possible.
Exactly. And like the biggest feeling of gratitude I'm getting right now is towards like our teachers that like helped us stay strong during online.
And they really made it easy. And they were really understanding, which is the biggest thing, is that they're very understanding about the whole situation.
Yeah, and they like supported us through the screens. They were more lenient with the assignments. They would repeat what we didn't understand and everything. So they helped us. So thank you for not giving up on us.
Thank you so much. And I know we said last question, but I was just thinking about it right now. And what is the best thing that came with coming back to school?
My friends, of course, seeing
Yeah,
my friends
seeing
every
everyone
day.
back.
Yeah, I honestly have the same answer.
Yeah, like everything that would happen in the hallway, anything. Like
Yeah.
It was really a nice one. The first like 5 minutes of coming back to school, where you saw everyone and everyone's like everyone's like high-fiving and like hugging each other is very nice.
Yeah.
this whole journey reminded us that resilience isn't about being perfect. Like it's gonna have some issues here and there.
Life is filled with obstacles.
And the most important part about them is how you can move on and get over them
How
and
you
not
can
look back
overcome
at them.
صح.
Thank you guys for joining us. It was a delight to have you on our podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. So we enjoyed it. We had a great time.
Yeah, your answers were really insightful and like it helped us see into the students' minds.
Yeah, it was real. Like you guys are students like everyone else, and I hope that you guys who are watching can relate to not only them but to us as well. You know, we are also students.
Yeah. But yeah, so thanks for joining, guys.
Thank you so
Of course.
much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us.
As this episode comes to an end and this chapter of the podcast, The Light Within, for the year though, this is going to be the last time you guys see me. Unless I get invited again after I graduate.
Of course.
But this is going to be my last, like it's the end of the beginning for Ryan. Because like we just begun and now it's going to end. And the only thing, like memories aren't the only thing I'm going to be carrying with me when I graduate. Like I'm really grateful I had the opportunity to start this podcast. Because it honestly gave me the freedom to like express what has been going on inside the school, to give outsiders the outlook of like how it is with us and how we are with each other. And like I want to thank every teacher, every student, like every listener that took the time out of their day to sit here and like listen to us talk about how our values are, like how everything that we talked about, honestly. And yani the impact that this podcast and like the whole school had on me is like I'm gonna be carrying some values with me, honestly, like when I graduate, how I'm gonna use them in the future with me and everything. But yeah, this is goodbye for me.
And Fatma, I have one last message also to share. You have made such a big impact on this podcast. Your kindness, your genuine words, your realness, how the viewers could relate to me and you. You will truly be missed as one of the founders of this podcast.
Thank you.
But don't worry, this is the end of the beginning, as Fatma said. We will be back next year with a new voice, someone with new ideas, a new perspective to carry on this light within all of us.
To everyone listening,
No matter where you are in your journey,
no matter the challenges you're facing,
stay strong,
hold on to hope,
stay true to your values,
and always be grateful.
and never stop believing in your dreams.
Because no matter how hard times get,
There's always a light within us.